All right, we are back, and we are back and rolling. Excellent. Okay, not sure how long this one is going to be. All right, let's see. Alrighty, cool. So, obviously, I have talked about the fight from over the weekend on multiple channels, multiple posts, and it was very expected for people to have look for excuses for Dillian, obviously. Um, and not even excuses, maybe exemptions, let's just say, for him, you know. And we got Parkour Master. Congrats on getting your prediction right. I told you. I told everyone, man. I told everyone. I said that the style is very difficult for Whyte. I told you that the not the timing, but just the overall what was happening during fight week. You know, I said it would happen, even if Povetkin went through adversity. You know, but yeah, I think really that it's pretty poor how people have taken this loss. I think a lot of people thought that Wilder fans took the loss pretty badly, which let me see. No, I'm not going to press that. Which I think is a bit false because with us it was a bit more legitimate. You know, a lot of stuff came out, and more will continue to come out. But I mean, too many Sky punditry teams and too many, you know, too many fans making excuses saying that it was a tough fight. You know, he risked it. It was a lucky punch. I mean, I've seen stuff like, you know, he was winning the fight, which is true. I had him winning the fight, but it wasn't as comfortable as people made it out to be. You know, because the first round was pretty competitive. The second round, Whyte definitely won. The third round, I had Povetkin winning because he landed a lot of good shots. He landed more effective shots, and he was a bit more aggressive. I think Whyte did well in that round. I think the fourth round, clearly the two knockdowns is a 10-7 round. And then you've got the knockout. I mean, you know, and I don't feel bad for Whyte, but I do think that everyone should show respect because it's very easy to jump on someone and scrutinize them and call them bums. And that Dillian White's not a bum. He's a good fighter. Okay, he's up there. He's definitely a top 10 heavyweight, maybe definitely a top 7 heavyweight, top 6 heavyweight. But even though I predicted Povetkin to win, realistically, Whyte should have won it based on everything: the age, the performances, the physical advantages, the home turf, the motivation to win, even his technical ability and his will, all of that. There's just far too many excuses coming out. You know, Wilder posted something on Instagram or Zaglaz or whatever in Russian, eye for an eye. Now, I don't even know if that's actually directed linked to the fight, but what you have to understand is even if it is, it's not really a bad insult at all. You know, like I wouldn't take that personally if I was Whyte. You know, guys like Johnny Nelson and Spencer Fearon, they've not taken this very well. I see a lot of Dillian Whyte fans that they really can't take this loss. You know, they've really, you know, as soon as he lost, the conversation was about Wilder, which I partly understand because he talked so much crap about him. But in saying that, you need to focus on the fighter at hand. You need to focus on Dillian. Dillian's the guy that got in the ring, and that's the guy that fought, and that's the guy that lost. He'd lost by a brutal, vicious knockout. The ref didn't count. He was out cold. He had no legs. He had no arms at that point. There was no need for a count at all. And even if he got knocked down that hard and he got a count, I mean, no. But I knew it would happen. I thought it would be an overhand right and a left hook. But I told you Povetkin would do it, and he did do it. Too many people underestimated him. too many people acting like they thought, Povetkin was dangerous. They're just lying. They're just trying to make the loss. They're trying to justify the loss. You got to lose in boxing. You got to lose. Sometimes more legitimate than others. Whyte did get sent to the Shadow Realm. Yeah, he did. This is what happens when you talk so much crap about Ngannou fighting in the UFC and then Fury and then Joshua and then Wilder. It's always best to just focus on on a task at hand because you need that focus. And when you're focused, you perform better. There's so many I was trying to get on another YouTube channel to talk about this, but far too many excuses and sobs going around. It's just it's not. You have to take the loss. He lost fair and square. We are still waiting for the drug test results, but I mean, I do think they both passed their drug test results. But in terms of a rematch, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, is there a need for it? And I think Whyte will win. I think he'll find a way to win, but it will be hard for both. And I do favor Povetkin. Even though I favor him, I think Whyte will win. So, this is where it becomes very complicated because you wanted the shot, but you had multiple opportunities beforehand. And you didn't take them beforehand when you were probably lighter, probably a little more fast, and probably a little more motivated and switched on. Now I question the motivation. Were you up for this fight? Were you fully focused? Because you got to understand that punch was pretty hard. That was a very powerful punch. But that's not Povetkin's best punch, and he didn't really get to land the overhand right. He didn't really get to land the left hook to the head too much. He landed to the body more. I think Povetkin made mistakes coming in a straight line and dropping his right hand, which is why he got countered the way he did. The first knockdown to me looked flash, but it did look like he was off balance or in a weird position with his feet, which is why he got up so quickly. The second one was a real good shot. I mean, that was such a beautiful catch and counter. But, when you've got someone hurt, you've got to take them out, but take them out in a very calculated way, like the way Joshua did. Joshua did it with good technique, straight punches, and then rolling and then countering at the top. I feel like Whyte needed to do something similar. Not be reckless, but take him out in a very calculated and tactical way. I don't know. A rematch for a mandatory position for a non-title fight is very weird, but I guess that's how Eddie does business, We know we will have the rematch, but you won't. And for me, that is, if Whyte loses again, who's he going to fight? Is he going to fight Chisora? Will Chisora give him that opportunity? Maybe Chisora will have, the win over Usyk and then be the mandatory. Maybe after that, if, Chisora wins, he'll have a very light touch, like a Senar Gashi or, a David Price sort of fight, because that's just how it goes. Maybe he'll fight Manuel Charr for the WBA title. These are things that you have to consider, and it's dangerous if you take the rematch because Whyte says he'll handle business. Well, you were meant to handle business the first time. You were the favorite. You were heavily favored by many, not me, but the advantages were all with you. The only advantage that wasn't really with you was technique and experience. Everything else was, and it's not like you're the most inexperienced fighter as well, because you are a man that has participated in MMA. You got a first round knockout. You participated in 21 kickboxing fights. You won 20, you lost 1. You won a lot of, state and regional titles in there. You fought good guys like Parker and, Rivas, and you've got some good highlight reel knockouts. You've had a good career. You're a good fighter, but you just didn't have someone there that had a bit more dog in them and a bit more technique and just a bit more smarts. And you paid the price, Dillian. You were knocked out cold. I have sympathy for you in the case of, you had such a close opportunity to get a title shot, but these opportunities were there beforehand, so I can't really say that. That's what you get for talking so much track, like just shut the F up. Yeah. And I understand you need to talk, you need to promote, but there comes a time where you do need to focus on a fight. And I did throughout the week I think Whyte is really focused for this particular event because he's trained hard, he's cut a lot of weight, he looks in good shape, his jab looks good, he's got a good team around him, and he's in very good spirits. He's, smiling, he's happy. But then I look at this loss and I think, well, maybe you weren't focused, you know? Maybe you weren't focused, And he's so confident he'll knock Povetkin out in the rematch. But, I mean, let's be honest, Povetkin got knocked down twice. He got up. He weathered the storm. Povetkin comes out next round and knocks you out cold, and you couldn't take the punch. You got knocked out, and that's it. So it's not like as if, you got caught with the punch and you didn't have your own success. You had your own success. You didn't capitalize. Povetkin was looking old, but he still managed to outman you, outwork you, and outsmart you in the end, despite being knocked down heavily twice. Maybe not the first knockdown, but you know what I mean. So, again, I'm rooting for Whyte in the rematch, but I said that this fight in particular, the first one, right, he will lose because the style and the mistakes he makes are all wrong. The uppercut issue is something he hasn't fixed in 5 years. It's still there. And because that's still there, he does other things. He was dropping his jab to his chest. You can't do that. His defense was a little better with his blocking. He, he was ducking below, which was pretty good. I think that his footwork was a bit better, his in and out movement, his feints were working great. And I think his left hook to the body was good, but Povetkin was able to just have his arm there, an elbow, and just block it. So I don't want to really hear people saying, well, Whyte's got the better resume than Deontay Wilder, and, Wilder refused to fight, and, Wilder this and Wilder that's got nothing to really do with Wilder until you take into account. The only way it has anything to do with Wilder is if you look at the instances in which Whyte has called Wilder every name under the sun. A crackhead, a spaghetti leg or whatever, a hillbilly, this and that. Very derogatory and very disrespectful, and then on top of that, not taking the opportunities and just lying overall. I mean, it was such a good shot by Povetkin, and I think it was a good performance. Can he do that again? I'm not sure, so for me, it's just really not. Hold on, I got to see this for a sec. No. All right. Cool. Just looking for that. So, I mean, yeah, I was hoping to get more people on because I wanted to talk to them about it. But, like I said, you can't overlook people in these instances. Just one sec. Why do you want Whyte to win in the rematch? Because I feel like it will be really epic for him to just, get the opportunity and, prove that he's at that level. Because he's at world level, just not quite the elite, It's a very difficult situation, I think the right fight to have taken maybe should have been, a Git Caballel or, I mean, let me look at the rankings, because it's a dangerous fight, it was a dangerous fight. But a lot of people are fake. A lot of people have said that, all of a sudden in the comments on every video, they're saying, oh, Povetkin was dangerous. What do you expect? No, you guys thought Whyte would wash him. You thought, that Whyte would absolutely turn him inside out. And that's just not true. Who could have you thought? Hunter, that probably would have gone bad. I think I get Caballel or some journeyman like Jerry Forrest. Maybe he should have fought, someone like a Shaundell Winters, not Shaundell himself, but someone along the lines of that. Because now, to me, it seems, are you serious? Do you want the title or not? Because you're talking about Wilder in theory, and even Joshua, but you're not focused on the job at hand. And the job at hand was to win on Saturday. You didn't win. You were knocked out. So that's a real shame. If you got questions, please put them in the chat. I'll be back in a sec. Just need to check something on YouTube because I got to fix all these technical issues with the streaming and the links and everything. All right. So just wait on me. Okay. Put your questions in the chat. All right. Hold on a minute. Yeah, I'll be back in a sec. Hold on. Apologies for the wait. What do you think of that absolute robbery that was Romero versus Marino? That's a terrible robbery, man. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Romero lost. Yep. All right. I mean, it was just ridiculous, honestly. I mean, like he didn't land. This is another thing. Romero didn't really land. So it's like Mark Wanderlich, Utah in the house, salute watcher, like button touch. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, Marina's won. He's really good. Keep an eye on that guy. He's good, I just don't like the excuses for, like, why are we talking about Wilder? Like, he's quiet. I mean, he's barely on Instagram, Whyte's got to fucking focus on the rematch, and that's it, What more can I say? He fucked up. This is a big step back, Like, those are 2 knockout losses. down in Parker, down in Rivas, hurting the Chisora fight the first time, hurting the Hellenius fight. I mean, it's not a very strong case to say that, Wilder ducked him, is it? Right? And that's just opinionated shit. I'm not even saying the facts. This is far out. I'm trying to go on Aki TV, but they're just not. Oh my god, dude. I hate sending shit in late. Uploading it late on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, look. He lost, he'll improve, he'll be back, but like I said, it's not really, it's not something that's great. It's not a great thing, man. I mean, the older man was able to get you out of there before you could get him out of there with 2 knockdowns. Like, I don't really know what's going to happen in the rematch. If it's in front of a crowd, will that make any difference? I think it will. I think Whyte will get confidence. I think Povetkin might be a little bit less motivated, but oh, man, it was just, I freaked out, but I knew it would happen. That's the thing. Just not from an uppercut. If it was going to be an uppercut, I thought it would be the right uppercut, but dude, it was his left uppercut. His left hook is his best weapon. Then it's followed by the overhand right. And then it's the right hook. Then it's the right uppercut. Then it's the left to the body. And then it's probably the left uppercut. One of his weaker punches put him out. Imagine if it was another punch, and he even landed the other punch as much, just maybe to the body. I just don't like this comparison with Wilder and Whyte. It's just stupid. Whyte lost fair and square. Wilder lost to the consensus #1 heavyweight. And it was in a fight where Tyson Fury probably cheated. Whereas Whyte lost to #9 ranked Povetkin in the top 10, which is still acceptable in my eyes. But he was older, and it wasn't going to be perceived as the biggest win, really. Not by me. I thought it would be the biggest win, but you understand what I'm saying? So just don't compare the two, because it's just not, it's not really reasonable. It's not plausible to do that. Like, what's the point? Romero's not a very good fighter. Romero's not a good fighter, in my opinion. He can't deal with a guy that can box. And he's not very good at brawling either. He's not exactly the best brawler. If I'm being completely honest, he's not the best brawler, because he throws 100% into every shot, but he's got such poor accuracy. The most he hit him with was like glancing shots and just hitting the shoulder and the back. That's it. Marina's schooled him. That was a schooling. Obviously those judges were paid off or something. Oh, my Lord. But, yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. I mean, look, not much to say on it. Like, I spoke about this a lot on other channels as well. But, yeah, I mean, look, it's just a bit of a mess, So I'll elaborate more on another live stream where there's more people. But thanks for the ones that have come in. Hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe. Appreciate you all, and peace.